If I want an additional 40 thousandths for quench, I add that on, and then I'm also going to add a 5 thousandths fudge factor just in case we have any tolerance issues here. I would rather have a little too much than not enough, because if we don't have enough, that piston's going to hit the head, and we definitely don't want that to happen. So by time I take the 9.005 height of all my components plus 40 thousandths quench plus 5 thousandths fudge factor, that gives me a total of 9.050. Now then, we have to get that in relationship to the deck of the block here. We're also going to be using, I hope, a 30 thousandths thick head gasket. So if I take the 9.050, take away my 30 thousandths thick head gasket, that leaves me a height of 9.020 from the center line of the crank to the deck surface of the block here. Chevrolet blocks from the factory are supposed to be 9.025, plus or minus whoever happened to be working on it that day at the factory. This block, when I set up my gauge and measured, is not quite, well, let's back up a little bit here. I measured this bank over here, and it's probably right on. This bank here is close to being right on at the front, but it's a little bit short back here at the back. It's just off ever so slightly. So anyway, I want to come out from the center line of the crankshaft to the deck. I want to have 9.020 inches. I can't measure to the center line of the crank, but I can measure to the top side of where the main bearing sits. So if I take away 1/2 of the bearing OD from my 9.020, half the bearing OD is 1.321, that leaves me a dimension of 7.699 from the top edge of my main bearing to the deck surface. And I have taken my deck gauge here, using a micrometer in here, or using a standard in here. I have got it set to where when I am right at 0 on this gauge, I will be right where I need to be. And I'm sorry, I have the camera on the wrong side. You can't see the face of the dial, but when I drop this down in and measure, like I say, to the top of that main, to the deck here, float this back and forth a little bit, find the smallest dimension is what I'm looking for. That way I know I'm square with the block. Takes just a little bit pulling that back and forth. I need to take probably about 3 thousandths or so to take off in that area right there to get to where I